I'm here at the LA Auto Show, still going on all week, and I'm at the Kia booth, and there's quite a few exciting things happening with Kia this year, and one of them is right behind me. It's a Kia Soul EV. This is the second generation. Now, I know there were some stories and rumors that this car wasn't going to get a too big of a boost in miles, but boy, was I wrong, at least, relying on those reports. This one's actually going to have the same battery, 64 kilowatt hour battery, as a Kia e-Niro or Kia Niro EV, and therefore the range is going to be into the 200s. They don't want to really reveal it because everyone's really kind of paranoid about making sure that it's an EPA. The e-Niro, by the way, is going to get an EPA rating tomorrow, so we're going to kind of get a better idea what this rating is going to be like as well. But this is definitely very exciting. I like the way the car looks. I mean, you guys know that this car already kind of has a following. They sold over 100,000 of these, mainly gas versions. They only sold what, about 6,000 or 7,000 of all-electric version. But nevertheless, there is a following. But now with this range and quite a few other features like faster charging, this becomes a much more appealing car to even those who drive the all gas versions of it. They're all the way over there on the other side. This is actually the all-electric version. They unveiled literally an hour ago. So I'm really excited about this. By the way, I love the color. And I love the fact that they didn't screw around with the design too much, because the design was already pretty appealing, at least for the audience that was really in love with it. There's a following. Again, not exactly my type of a design, but I know this appeals to a lot of people, and it's definitely good that they just kind of refreshed it, but didn't really do much with it. I love the heads-up display. I mean, this is something I feel like should be in all cars nowadays. It's really not that big of a deal to put it together, I believe, if you're a manufacturer. So they definitely have that. Now the specs overall are pretty good. I'm more excited about Kia being the manufacturer that's starting to really commit to the technology. They're starting to commit, now they have two cars that are over 200 miles, all electric. I'm definitely behind this. Of course, the Hyundai, kind of a sister brand, if you will, with a Kona EV that's also been very popular. You've probably seen a review of one of my viewers, EV Patty, who actually owns one and drives one in Norway, where they're actually on sale right now. Now, there's only one problem with it, and I know you're not going to really like it. I actually just interviewed Steve Kosofsky, who is one of the spokespeople for Kia, and I'll air that interview and his answer to this question later in the week, or maybe next week. But before I get into it, let me remind you that this show and this channel is sponsored by Evanex, the aftermarket accessories for Tesla. There's a discount code in the description of this video, so you guys can start your holiday shopping early and save yourselves a few bucks. All right, so the problem is that there's a shortage of batteries now. For car manufacturers are struggling to get the supply chain figured out with batteries. I believe Kia has a couple of suppliers that they rely on. I think one of them is LG Chem, I believe. It doesn't really matter. There's a shortage, and they only going to be producing this car in limited numbers. They're going to be only selling in the ZEV states in the United States, which I think is kind of a different issue. And I addressed that with Steve as well, and you'll see that in my interview. But this is I know it's sort of a manufacturer's responsibility to be able to produce cars that they can sell everywhere in the world. But it's kind of also ours as voters, at least here in the United States, because states kind of figure that out on themselves, on their own, whether they want to go by kind of California regulations or federal regulations, and then therefore, we as voters kind of have the power of whether or not we want that to happen or not. So, don't boo, vote, as somebody I believe said once or twice. So, and next time there's an election, maybe research those people you're voting for, your choices, and make sure that you're voting for those who want to bring your states, or even if you live outside of the United States, who want to bring your country to a greener future where, companies like Kia would want to sell these cars to you. Obviously, we still need some help with sales. Obviously, all these regulations and incentives are still needed. But nevertheless, a lot of it is still in our hands as voters, and I definitely encourage you guys to kind of take part in that. So, limited availability, limited production, but I'm assuming that, as they see the demand rise, they're going to have to figure it out sooner or later. There's only so many people with their money in their hands knocking in their doors that they can probably take before they let's solve this problem once and for all. So that's pretty much it. I'm really excited. I want to hear your comments about this. Are you in the market for one of these? What the price point would be that you would be comfortable with? I believe it's going to be in mid 30s or so, but after incentives, it's actually going to be under 30, maybe even 25, depending on where you live. So let me know in the comment section. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.